Only 5 remain. Finish the job.
Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be going through my build of the TAQ-M, which is a gun I think should definitely be considered as an option for Season 2 of Warzone, particularly if you're looking for sort of that semi-auto marksman rifle type weapon. They did buff this in the Season 2 patch notes. You can see they did 3 things. They increased the upper torso damage, they increased the rate of fire on it, and then they also set a minimum damage to armor. So with those enhancements, I think this has sort of now fallen into that meta discussion a little bit. As you saw sort of in that teaser clip I put at the beginning, if you do hit your shots with this thing, it can down enemies very, very quickly and does really well in sort of that medium range encounter area. So I'll show the build that I'm using for this weapon and then also show some additional Warzone footage just so you can kind of see it in action. Alright, so now going through the attachments that I'm using and kind of my thought process through this is, first off, the recoil on this gun is pretty forgiving. Without any attachments, just sort of its base value, if you just fire at the wall and not even sort of compensating for recoil, you get a really nice tight grouping of bullets that you can see here. So didn't really focus too much on any sort of recoil improvements and primarily was just 100% focused on increasing bullet velocity as much as possible on this gun. So with the attachments that I'm using to do that, I'm using the LR17 20.5 inch barrel, the ZLR Talon 5 muzzle, and then also using the high velocity ammunition for increased bullet velocity. And then for the magazine, by default, this comes with a 10 round mag, which is a little too small for anything practical. So that's the 20 round mag that I'm using here. And then for the optic, I like the AIM-OP V4 for this. Again, that's kind of personal preference as well, but that's what I'm going with. So as you'll see from the footage that I'll show here shortly and kind of cover that, with this build, even at some decent ranges, you can basically hit enemies immediately. Don't need to lead your target or anything like that since the bullet velocity is so high. And then also finally, in terms of tuning, I don't have any of this tuned. So you could go in if you want to use these as attachments and you could tune them even further if you want to focus even more on a certain aspect of the gun. So now wrapping things up, just a few more examples of using this gun in a round of Warzone. These first couple clips, in addition to that one at the beginning of the video, just kind of show the, I guess, raw TTK potential of this gun if you hit most of your shots.
Near your location. Only 5 remain. Finish the job.
And then here's an example that I think probably highlights the main downside of this weapon, which is that it can be tough to use in sort of those out in the open type situations. If you do get into a gunfight like this with somebody that's using a full auto weapon, you almost have to have perfect aim to kind of be competitive with that. So since this is a semi-auto weapon, if you do miss your shots, it can be pretty unforgiving. And then also the added difficulty of getting shot, adding that flinch, it can be pretty tough to get back on target as well.
Less than 5, we're still standing. Next time, we take the... Gas is moving in. New safe zone located. It's a ghost town. 25 are left.
And then finally, one last example. So I don't get a kill here, but just sort of highlighting the impact of the bullet velocity attachments that I use. So this enemy here is running about 100 meters away, and you can see that I can hit him pretty much immediately without any need to lead my shot at all. Alright, so that's my build of the TAQ-M. I think it's definitely something worth checking out if you're looking for that sort of semi-auto, medium to long range-ish type weapon. I've been having a lot of fun with it so far in Warzone, playing around with it. So thanks for watching, and we will see you later. Bye.